Alright guys, let's talk about CNAs and how important they are. Here lately, for whatever reason, I've been getting a lot of questions about being a CNA or working as a CNA or things like that, how to get a job as a CNA. Anyways, let's talk about how important CNAs are. CNAs are probably, depending on your facility, the largest majority of staff, especially at like a long-term care facility where you're going to have like one nurse to like 20 patients, but then you're going to have like 5 CNAs or PCAs or techs or whatever you want to call them. You're going to have like 5 of those to your one nurse to the 20 patients. CNAs, listen guys, communication with your nurse is second to none. I mean, your nurse is only one person, and a lot of times, especially in these long-term care facilities, they're going to have a lot more patients than you have. The long-term care nurses around here, they call them pill pushers, because that's really all they have time to do is push pills. So the CNAs are really the eyes and ears of those nurses, because they're only going to see those patients for the quick amount of time that you got to give those meds and get out. I mean, yeah, you're going to go around and do assessments on who needs assessed, and you're going to check accesses on who needs accesses and wounds on who needs wound care. But the CNAs are the ones giving the baths. The CNAs are the ones there with the patients, getting them ready, getting them dressed. Look at their skin, guys. I mean, y'all are the eyes and ears of the nurse, especially in the long-term care facilities. If you see something, if you notice something, anything out of the ordinary, go ahead and speak up. Say, hey, Chris, listen, patient ABC down there in room 123 has some weird thing on their back. I don't know what it is, but, it's something back there. And even if you don't know what the name of something is, even though, say, hey, I changed this patient yesterday and then I changed this patient today, and that little spot wasn't there, or, whatever it may be, at least acknowledge the attention to the nurse. Say, hey, there's something gross on that person's back. And if it's urgent, if it's an emergent situation, like if that thing is bleeding, or it has a terrible smell to it, go ahead and say, listen, I don't know what's going on with that thing, you need to check it out now. CNAs, you're the eyes and the ears of the nurse a lot of times. I mean, it's like I said, especially in them long-term care facilities. And if the CNA never says anything, and the nurse only kind of pokes in on these patients every so often, then we don't necessarily know, as nurses, we don't necessarily know anything's wrong. Not necessarily. We didn't dress that patient. We don't know that there's something on their back that's gross and smells bad. So, CNAs, y'all do great work. I love my CNAs. I was a CNA for 6 years. Y'all do awesome work. Y'all work hard. But just communicate. Tell us, hey, Chris, listen, patient's got something going on with that foot. I don't know what's going on with that foot, but there's something going on. Or, hey, Chris, patient hasn't had a bowel movement in like 4 days. Oh, really? That needs addressed now. Stuff like that. But CNAs, y'all do great work. We communicate. And I love my CNAs that communicate. Y'all do great work. Communication is key to a great relationship. Nurse and CNA. Hope it helps. Thank you much.